Oi, é 249. Isso, tá. E o exame, o convênio cobre ou também entra como reembolso? Tanto para o exame quanto pro... Ah, tá bom. Então, queria marcar que horário que tem. Aham. Qual horário de manhã? Vou marcar então amanhã às 11. Isso. Juliana. Ah, mas ele já vai fazer o exame? Eu preciso ir acompanhada? Não, pra dirigir, porque se for dilatado, isso aí, vou ter que ir com alguém. Ah, então perfeito. Tá bom. Tá, tá, tá. Então acho que eu vou marcar pra quinta, viu? Senão eu vou ficar muito corrida, porque meio-dia eu tenho que estar num lugar. Aí tô com medo de não dar tempo. Melhor marcar pra quinta. Eu não consigo. Eu tenho que comprar. Quinta-feira, que horas você tem? O último horário da manhã, que você falou que só tem de manhã, né? Tá, e na quinta você tem qual último horário de manhã? Ah, perfeito, 1h30 tá ótimo. Ah, 11h30, tá bom. Tá, 11h30. De Santana Souza. Tá bom. Não, pode ser 11h30, 11h30 tá ótimo. 9190-7141. 249. Tá bom. Então, eu peguei aqui no site, Rua José de Janarelli, 75, conjunto 209 e 210, né? Ah, tá bom. É do Dr. Marco, né? Tá bom. Qual é o seu nome? Tá bom, Helene, obrigada, viu? Tchau, tchau. Why are you not hearing me?
You're live in YouTube. But there are no people yet, so just relax.
Crazy. I was carrying all my daughters.
Okay, but you're still live.
But it's mute?
No,
Ah.
I can't because I need. The reason I have sound is because sometimes I get error that since I go live 15 minutes before in YouTube for members.
Ah, tá.
Sometimes can be a couple of people inside.
Ah, tá
So when you talk, this can be 2 people listening.
Aí eles querem Alex, ginecologista, procedimento outros procedimos. Aí eles querem from disease noticing. One more. Tá bom.
Okay, but it's a little personal for that. Just one people having it. Just one people having it. Så det går in en annan spel. We'll start in 5 minutes.
I need to change my lens.
Need water. ¿Quieres más café?
No, okay, como obrigado.
Just a little.
Além não tem. May go with me this Thursday because I don't know what is open.
Thursday?
Morning, 11:30. And you? Wanna get coffee? No, let it take. I don't know.
It's just going to be, maybe you can put in all the small ones. That is prepared on this. For like 2 minutes. I'll just get water. We are starting in 6 minutes. We'll just start to prepare the things. So this is the two links that you need. One is for the Forex broker, also come with the indicator for free. And the second one is the binary option broker we use in our sessions. So I will post that also. So you'll start in another 4 minutes or so. Just making everything in order till we start. We will start in 2 minutes. So we will now start. As always, we will go to investing.com. This is something I will say in every session we have because it's so important. That if you have not already made one account in investing.com, you need to do so now. It's completely for free, and make sure you put your address and everything there, because if you do so, every time you see in investing.com will follow your timeline. So what we are using every time before we trade is that we have many other things here, by the way, much good information, but for the trading now today, what you always need to do, go to the news in the top menu there, go to economic calendar, then you can see all the big news that are coming for today. And as you can see, today there are no 3 stars news. As you can see here, for example, I have 2 stars. Here you have 2 stars. If I have 3, for example, euro here, that means we need to wait till at least 11 my time to be trading euro. But as we see, there are no 3-star news today. That means we are good to go. If there, for example, here you can see in 28 minutes is a news for dollar. If this had been a 3-star news, that means probably would not be so smart to trade dollar, because if you go in with the trade also before a news, where the news occurred, can hit your stop loss just because the news occurred. You can go to a big spike in either direction and move back to where you started again, just to get you out of the trade. And sometimes the news can make that you break a very strong support and resistance and keep on the another side of this support and resistance that it probably would not have broken if it was not for the news. So better wait and see what happened with the news and then go in with a trade. But like you see here now, we don't have any news, so we are perfectly to go. So as always, we will start with actually no. We decided we are going to look at the GBP GPY first, because we have a very interesting trade going on here now. As you can see, we are still respecting the upper trend line. So right now we can see that we are in a downtrend. We could probably take a short trade here now as we are in the top of the trend line. Let's see how that will turn out, if that can be a nice trade. Let's take stop loss, something like this, and I think we actually can go for this trade. So we take this trade because we see we are in a downtrend. We are also making higher highs here, so of course we will probably break out in the upside, but can go both ways actually. But let's see if we can get the safest trade here now. I think we can take to 1 to 1.5 trade. So let's just take this signal right away. We go in with our GBP, GPY, short trade, entry. We take our stop loss at the previous high. And we take our take profit at an area we see that we have hit it many times before. So I think we will continue down a little bit. I don't think we are done with this one before we break out of the trend. So I think this is a high probability trade. So let's take this trade. But we are waiting for a break. The main trade we're going to get here is that we're waiting for a break either to the downside, then I would like to break this green line also, or to the upside. Upside will be the easiest because we don't have any super strong. Okay, we have a resistance up here, but we will see. We'll see where we break. This one will be broken, but maybe not before 1st or 2nd of September we will break in either direction here. But for now, I think we can go for this take profit level. I think it's reasonable to say that we will hit it. But we will follow it and see how we do. Maybe we close it early, depending on how we see the market go. But for now, we can have this take profit level at 1.5. Maybe we close, this can be one we close at 1 to 1. So let's wait and see how this turns out. So then we can take a look at the 30 minutes also. Yes. So now we are putting our stop loss above the previous high you see here, and the high is following the trend down, if you see here. So I don't believe that we will get a spike that will take our stop loss here. So to target we are even been down to this region today. So I think we also will go down to this region. So the probability is that we will hit or take profit today. And if you take a look, I think this is a trade where we will close it today. So this is more a day trade than a swing trade. But it's very nice when you can see that both swing trade and day trade is in the same way. We like to follow the trend, and in this way we are following the trend because we are making higher. What is interesting here is when you see that we are making lower highs, but we are making higher lows. So that's why we are getting this squeeze. But we are very comfortable, because that's why we don't target down here, is because we also are making higher lows. So there will be very interesting to see later on this week, because it will be this week, where we break, if we break to the upside or to the downside. Both ways, like I said, we are prepared for. Then let's go back to the daily chart. I think we have a trade for euro also. So here we can see we got our stop loss was hit here because we had our stop loss at 0.06, and we did go up to 0.8. We are yet again below the 100 line, and I think we once again can go in with a short trade. We have this time around, I think it will hold, but this time we are going to put our stop loss more comfortable. We put it up above this previous spike we see here, and our target we are going to put at the zeros. Let me see, 0.70. Let's see if that can be, yeah. Then we have a 1 to 232 trade. I think that's incredible comfortable. So if we lose $1, we make $2.23. So I'm very happy with that. So let's go with a trade there also. Let me just copy this one first. I did not take this trade myself. Like that. Now let's see. We have euro against dollar. I love Mondays, by the way. You see in Friday we did not find one trade, but we start this day with 2 trades right out of the bat, so it's perfect. This euro, USD is also a short trade. Enter at, we enter there. We take our stop loss at a little above the previous high, because we got stopped at last time, so we are learning. Let's see, we get our stop loss here, and we take our take profit. We need to go back all the way to year 2000 to be down in this level we are right now. So the level we are targeting is basically the next support area we have down there, and that's around 0.97. So that's the reason for behind it. I will show you after. So if we just put in this first, and we that, I will make sure I take this trade myself. And we post it here. Yes. So then I will go back and we can take a look at the reason for that take profit level we have at 0.97. So if you now go to this one, zoom out a little. Let's go to year. Here we can see. Here is the year. Very basically, it's only in this small region you see here, between year 2000 till 2003. Start of 2003, then we broke up. And then since 2003, we have never been below the $1 mark. So it's just in this area here, we was below it. And as you can see, it looks very alike what's going on right now. You can see that we broke below it. We are fighting this region. The same like is going on right now. And what we want to see is this breakdown you see here. And our target is basically, I will mark it. We can move this one down here. Our target we are going for this time, it's basically here. So you can see we are targeting an area where we see that the market have pushed it down, like you see this one here did. So this is a support line that you see is pretty strong, because when we broke down here, we got a retest here, and this is weekly, so you can see that it hit many times. Then we did go down, we came a retest almost up to it. It was very hard, and here finally we broke up. So we broke here. So we are currently in this area below this line here. So you can see this $1 mark is incredible strong. So as we are down here, we are, even you see the spike we have here is basically the same happened for us last week. We got exactly the same spike up, and we are now protected for it. So I'm expecting us that this will happen now, that we break down, and maybe within this week we can get our take profit level. So we need to just follow and see what's going on. But yes, we are basically doing these things here now. So we just need this strong down to take our take profit, because our take profit is basically this green line you see here. So can happen this week. If we come down like this one and are almost down, we might close it. That might happen around Friday. So let's follow and see how this will turn out. So you can see this spike up here is more or less what happened this time. But this time around we are protected for this spike. So I feel that we did not get this spike down so much like this, but we are more like up in this area now, and we got this spike up. So very soon now I think we will get our take profit and then so. And then if we then come below this green line, then we can really target some low points, like down here maybe. That's what I'm hoping for, that we can break this support here. That is our target now. If you can break below that, then we are going to wait maybe for the retest and then take a super safe stop loss, maybe at around 0.98, something like this. We see that we are protected from the past, and then target all the way down. We are going to take an incredible ratio for profit. So I really hope that we can, if we hit our take profit and we cross below it, then we're going to have some very beautiful trade after. So let's hope and let's see what will happen. And because basically in Forex, if you look to the left, look to the past, you get so much information, because typically you get all the information you need to see what's going to happen in the future also. So as we see here, this is what we can wish for, basically. So let's wait and see how this will turn out. Now let's go back to the daily. We have 2 trades out of the bat from today. We can mark this one also. Let's take a look at GBP USD. If we can get a trade here also. Now let's see. We can clearly see that we did finally break below. You see, we did it in Friday, we broke below. We did close below here. I would now patiently wait for a retest of this that is now turned to resistant. What I would like to see here now is that we come up again. We get a retest up here, and on the retest we are going to take a very nice short trade. So this trade we are going to wait with. I want here the retest. We take it here. We will take a stop loss, maybe something like this, and target maybe down here somewhere. We will need for the target we will need to go back in the history and basically see how this one have done in the past also, like we did with euro against dollar. Like you can see here, we got a spike down all the way down here. So we can see that that's a area of interest. We can see if we can get more information. We can see this broker only have information till 2007, and in that time you can see it was just one time that I come down, at least here. So let's wait and see. I would like to wait a little with this trade till we get the retest, and then we can decide how far down we take our take profit. So let's just wait. I think maybe within the day, if we're lucky, we can get a very nice short trade here on GBP USD. Because like I said, we need to follow the trend, and clearly we are in a downtrend. We can very easily put a trend lambda in here, and the trend line also can give us an idea about our target. So let's see where we can put it most nicely. I think let's see, something like this. Like I said before, will never be 100% perfect this, but we need to take the areas where we touch the most. So something like this, and if you take in the bottom side, we might be able to see our target also. So let's see, we need to move it a little there, and we can move this one like there. So if we then take that as an idea, we can clearly see that at least the take profit we have here is reasonable. But we want to wait for a retest whenever that will happen. That is something I will look on the 4 hour, by the way. So if we can, you see here, we got down, we got this big spike up, we have a small here. We can see that basically we had a retest here, but I'm hoping that we can come up here again, because it have a little to do with getting the correct entry. So I want to have an entry basically at this level here, because then we can take a very tight stop loss. That will be to cover these areas here. So we can take a tight stop loss, and you can see we have a 1 to 3.79 trade. So we could have taken the trade where it is right now, but then you can see that our stop loss will basically be the double as it is right now. So as we already have 2 signals, let's wait so we get the better entry. If we never get this entry, completely okay, we don't need to take every trade. It's better we try to get our best entries on every trade we do. So that's why at least I'm going to wait. So we get once again up here in the retest area, and we can get a very tight stop loss. So for me, with GBP USD, I'm going for a short trade, but like I said, I'm going to wait patiently to see if I can get a trade up here. You can put a pending trade because our stop loss is basically so tight. So we can make that as a signal, but as a pending trade. And this is a pending trade where you can basically have a pending trade that you can open if hit to it. So let's do like that. So GBP USD, we have a short pending trade. Entry, let's see if I write right. No, entry at this level here. We are taking a stop loss. The stop loss, you can see, is covered by the last area here. You can see it's working as a extra support. So we are a little above that. So I feel quite, if we hit the stop loss, then probably is that we will go up all the way up to this region here again. So then we don't want to be in the trade, by the way. So the stop loss, I feel, is very tight if we can get it up here. So that's, I feel it's a good area. That's why I don't want to open it now, because the stop loss will be too big. So let's set the stop loss at this level here. We take our take profit, and the nice thing with our take profit with this, that we get 3 times our money. So that's I love when you can get trades like this. So let's hope we get it, and let's see how we do. So we take this one here. I will make sure I take this trade myself also, because every signal I give, of course, I take the trades myself. And let's post it here. Yes. Okay. Then we have basically 3 trades out of the bat. Of course, this is a pending, so we don't know if we get this one, but let's hope. We can also take a look at the 30 minutes and see how it looks like there. We can currently see that on the 30 minutes we did go up and touch this region here. It's a very strong resistance. You can see that we was looking for a long trade. We never got it. We were waiting to break this here in Friday. So this was a pending trade we never got. Completely okay. We are always ready for both scenarios when we take trades. Now, as we have broken below, this is a new area of interest, and I really hope that we can come up here and get this trade active, because I don't feel good about taking it here, because then basically if we lose also the double, and I don't like to have so much stop loss. So here I feel comfortable to take it, because it's a sniper entry because basically this will be the top, and if you break the hair, by the way, we are not interested to keep it. So this is an incredible good trade if we can come into it. Now let's take a look at USD GPY. Let's go to the 1 day. So we are in an incredible strong uptrend. Here we need to look at the 4 hour to get a better view. Currently, let's see if we can mark this a little better. If we have some type of trend we can mark here. I don't see anything that I would like to mark, to be quite frankly. Maybe we can mark the bottom side at least. Let's see. Yeah, the bottom was more clearly. Let's try again. If we, yeah, something like this, I think is the correct to mark this trend. Let's see. Yeah, something like this. If he can let me. Yeah, there. So here is basically how the trend looks like right now. Currently we are in the middle here now. Of course, we are looking only for long trades, and as we are all the way up here already, the entry would have been down here when we were in the bottom of the trend. So as we are already up here, I don't manage to see any trade we can take, because if we take a trade now, we just have this small area to go for, and the probability is that we maybe get our retest down here to the trend, and we rather want to wait for the retest of the bottom trend and go for a long trade, because basically we are just looking for long trade on USD GPY right now. But we can take a look at the 30 minutes, see if we can have a day trading opportunities. For the day trading part, you can see that we are retesting a support area here now, but let's see if we have taken a long position here now, how that would look like if we take a stop loss below here. What we need to, no, I don't see this currently, because we are going, no, this is not a nice trade. I feel we have had too much back up. We can go a little down. So you can also see that we are forming maybe a M here, and the M sometimes can go all the way down here. So I think we need to wait here, because it's not a nice entry, and I don't see a clear. If this had been a little higher, we can target a little higher. Then we can take the previous high. We could take a very tight stop loss, something like this, and go. But it's a so small trade that as we did, we have not gone high after this, because we can see here, if we mark this region here with a horizontal line, in the 30 minutes we can see that this area works as a support. But as you see here, our top line is just up here. So if we did take a trade here, it's so small. You can zoom in and see. Let's delete this one. If we take a long position here right now and take the previous high, it's a so tiny trade. Sure, it's depending on the lot size, of course, but yeah, it can be a fun trade if you take us not too hard. But right now you can see that he is actually breaking the support also. So I think as is the retest, we should wait. Let's see now. It's actually very close, the timer. If he now in 1 minute break above here, we can then get a very nice trade. So if we end up here, we're in the green. After 50 seconds, we can take this trade actually. Let's wait and see. We can then take our stop loss maybe around there. Let's do that. Let's wait and see. 40 seconds. If this one turn up in the green area by 35 seconds, we take this trade. Let's wait and see. But looks like he's breaking downwards. So that only shows that this would be a bad entry. But let's wait and see. 18 seconds. A little cool. We can have a trade like this possible. Let's see. That's where we are so close to time. And you see we are below, and then this will work as now as resistant. So and as the trend is upwards, we are not going to look for a short trade. So let's remove this. This is not a trade. We got everything we needed by seeing that we broke below it here now. So that means you can see this is now turned resistant. So we might rather wait till we can get a trade down at the trend line. So currently, no, we are not taking this trade. Now let's take a look at the binary option. But before we do that, let's see if there are any questions. Okay, Chris, you should, first of all, you should go back and see some of my older videos. I have Many sessions from before here, all is recorded. You can go in and see them. Some of the first one I did with indicators. Can be smart for you to start with some type of indicators in the start, because basically the way I trade with support, resistance, and trend lines. But the thing is that there are other ways to trade that can be easier for you in the start, just so you get your foot wet. I'll write also, take a look at some of my older sessions, and also make sure I use so you can copy, because you learn by copying also. For example, now we're going to look at binary option. That's the last link here. I'm live 3 times a week, so you can copy directly the trades I take. So for example, now we're going to look at the binary option. I trade on 1 minute, but still you will be able to take the same trades I do, because as you're using the same broker, I tell where I take the trade, and you can just be sitting waiting and take the trade also. So now we're going to look at that. So that's my idea for you. So let's go here. We take GBP USD. That's the one we're going to work with today. We then push for candle chart. We are using 2 indicators. We use Bollinger Band and we use stochastic. We are going to edit a little, not much. We remove the median line, we don't need it. The upper line, we make it white, and the lower band, we make white, just so it's easier to see. The stochastic, I change the blue line, I change it for yellow. So, here are the rules we are following. What we first do, we put up some lines where we see the market is like we are maybe getting a trade here right now in the bed. Let's see. We put $100. I'll explain after. If we can come up and touch my line there now, you can see we are very close to it. Let me make this line red. If I did not make it red, we would have gone in. Let's see if we go up again. Was a little too late. This would have been a beautiful trade. Everything was correct. Only because I changed the line to red, we got too late in. Because the reason for the trade is that this is the way I'm trading is that we put up a resistant line in previous areas where we see we have to trade many times before, and we see we have a space between here and the Bollinger Band, and that would be a beautiful trade. If I had not changed this one to red, and I would be ready to push the put button, we would have had a nice entry here, and you see we would have won that trade. So very annoying, but nothing we can do with it. It's also a learning thing that we see that the trade would have been good. So now we need to put an area of support, because that will be the next area. So I see we have one here. We can, and this one we're going to make green. So now we are at least ready. So now basically our trading zone, the rules are as following. Like this would if we had entered when we were supposed to do. But we are a little too late, so we did not get it. Same down here, same rules and our support. We can then take a call trade. But if this one turn and go below it, then we need to look for a cross above our red line, if not valid more. So like you see here, like if I had touched the put button on this one here, we would have a very nice, and we are never going to hunt any trade. We take only the ones that is given to us that we can take. So that we have taken this month, just so you can see that it's working. So you can see here the win rate of what we're doing is very high. We have just one losing trade. The rest are winners. So this is a working strategy that you can start using today. So you also can make money with your option is a luck. You have the correct setup, have a continuation up to the red line, we can take it. But probably if we go like 2-3 more minutes, this white line, you see the upper bullish band, so probably that is valid. Let's see if we can get up again. That I did not manage to take it. Let's wait and see. This, because it's moving too fast. If you have a robot all the time to push, so then you would have a guy. You can see if I have been ready and push how good the strategy is. If you really are, and you could have entered on both, I was a little too slow. It's much also because explaining, and then I don't sit ready to push. We will wait maybe horizontal line here, and we can see what will happen after, and we will explain from that. Because we can't be sitting here looking on this chart, the way we trade. So sometimes you can get, like you can see here, if you have been really ready, you could have taken 2 trades already here. So through an hour, maybe you can get as much as 8-9 trades. Take more than 2-3 trades a day, by the way. But that's completely up to you, of course. So now I'm ready. If it shoot up again. Now let's see. This time around I'm ready. And the bullish band is still below, so it's still a valid up here. Let's wait and see. This one we can now maybe move to this region. Let's wait and see. I think there is the region. We need down here. Now, I think we do that. I think we put up a marker. Let's see this. Let's make that one a blue and a thick one, like this. Now let's make it yellow. Looks better. Something like that. So everything that happens from here on now, we can then see what would have happened if you had taken these type of trades. Let's give this the last minute to see if we can spike up again. Then we will take a trade. Let's wait and see. But if nothing happened in this minute, we then close binary option for now and come back a little later. Now, then we move on. Euro-USD, so it's much better to keep the GBP-USD because it pays 85. So it's not always the best pairs is the most traded one, because here you can see you only get 64% if you win. That means if you spend, for example, $100, you will make 600. You still will make money here, but basically it's not good. So try to choose the ones that pay you the most and keep to that, just that one when you're trading. Just choose one and keep to it, and just do it that way. Don't take this 64% thing, because if you do that, you need a very high win rate and you might lose money. So no, we are not going to take a look at that. Maybe we can try the same pair one more time. Yeah, it's what we are doing. We are looking at the one pair basically there. Now let's take a... We got a very strong push up. Let's take a look at the daily and see how this looks like. Yeah, so here what we want to see here is that we can clearly see that we are in a downtrend. We can short-term downtrend, because gold is always an uptrend. But let's see if we can mark this as beautiful as possible. Let's see, something like this. What I want there, let's see if we can some something like this. So we can clearly see that we are currently in the downtrend. With gold, I would like us to break this blue line you see here. That is the downward trend. Because for the ones that know me, I only go long on gold. I don't have the capability for either for crypto or for gold. And even though you can see we are downtrend now, just look at the weekly. Let's take the monthly, we see even better. We can see this line here is so strong, so we are looking for a new area up here in the 2000 here. We can then take for a very nice long trade. I mean, if we can come down here, we will take a long trade up to this line here. If we break this green line here, we might go for a retest of the trend line. But we right here right now, there are no trade because so I don't manage to take any trade on gold just right now. And gold is not one pair I like to take on the 30 minutes. Stop loss below the previous low and go for a long trade. I would not have taken it all the way up here. I would have closed it maybe around this bar. So for me, a trade would have been down here, break of this previous high here, 1.5. So I would have taken there. So it would have been closed on this bar here. Because then you see we came higher than this previous high here and we closed it above it. So here would have been a nice trade. But at the current moment, we do not have anything. So, and also it's easy to say when things happen, but we don't have more now. So here now, the probability maybe we will end up something like this and maybe get a retest. I don't see any clear trades to take on gold right here. I rather want to go both ways, and it's so like I don't take shorts, so this option we don't have, and the up is so, and take a stop loss something like this and target up here, but I don't see the setup for it. I don't see it clearly. I feel it's like a 50-50 chance for this can happen, and that's why we are not going. You did see the spike came halfway on our stop loss in just a second. The probability that we will go down is maybe higher than we go up here. So no, we are not going to touch gold. Let's take a look at some crypto. Let's first see if there are any questions. Okay, let's see. So can go back to let's take go to a higher time frame. Secured, we got a strong spike up, but our stop loss was not hit, so that's good. Now of course this will be a losing trade, but then we will go directly into the new trade. We can then see on the 4 hour, we can current trade and go in with a long trade, but probably this is just a fake out. So just make sure you mark your support, your resistance, and the trend line. BTC. Let's go to crypto. So we can see Bitcoin is, we are currently, there are so many support resistance zones here, so it's that one up. Let's start to mark a little, see what we can see. We have clearly, and this one we can make red. So currently there are not so much area to move in. Bitcoin will be playing in this region for a longer time. We see it better on the daily chart. Is what I've been talking about before, that we are now playing in this Bitcoin on a dice count. I think the probability is that we'll play in this region the longest. The region between 22,000 up to 28,000. That's the area I will believe that we'll play the most. It's very nice region if you want to start to get some Bitcoin. This is the area you can buy this Bitcoin right now. On dice expecting us to be in a bear market for a pretty long time. So I'm thinking that we'll go up here again, really up. But to be down here, this is a very nice area to go collect Bitcoin. We maybe get a fake out one time in this area down below this yellow, but this yellow is incredibly strong. We will not be playing below here. We will just get spikes like you see here, 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 and here, and a small one here, but we will not be closed down here. We will not be playing in this region. This is the area we are now, but this is just for a short term. So like I said, if you buy Bitcoin in this area, you are getting Bitcoin for the lowest price. It's basically like if you have bought Bitcoin for 3,000 in the last bear market, and that was in 2007-ish. You can see it's like if you have bought Bitcoin in this region here. We are currently, we can say we were in bear market last time. We were in bear market from 2000, we can say, when we crossed it below this region here. So in the bear market since January 2018 all the way till we broke about here. So here we turn it to a bull market. So basically, if we go back here, we can say the bear market started when we broke below around here. So you can say the bear market now started 24th of January 2022. So maybe something can happen in 2023 May, but I'm not expecting before 24 maybe, but let's see, wait and see. But yes, we are going to be playing in this region for a very long time. So yes, around here we are getting dice count on Bitcoin right now. Big dice count. Because the next bear market might be up in this region here. It's the time to do it down here. It's the last chance to get Bitcoin cheap. If not, just write it down and I'll be ready to take them in the next session. Yeah, but you should try to trade a little by yourself also. Just open with a small amount of money in the start, something that you're willing to lose, just so you get a little confident to trade. Just put up some trend lines, support, resistance, and you will be able to take trades by yourself. Yes, do that. I will be back here in Wednesday and in Friday. Because I'm live trading 3 times a week. So, like I said, same time every time. So, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 18:00, and live for 1 hour. So I will be here now for 2 more minutes. Now I will basically just take, if there are any questions, I will take them now. If not, if you don't come up, if you forgot the question, or if it's something just writing on the paper, we can see very fast what happened here. So you can see now, for example, this our trend, the bullish band is crossing above. That means the market is ready to break this resistance. So that's see, this is then the next area. So if, for example, if we zoom out a little, if this will not go up to this red line, we will take a trade before we close the market. Let's see, before we close today, we are so close, but we need to touch the red line before taking the trade. Let's wait and see. We can do that. And no, we do not get a trade. So with that, we are done for today.